guys, this is Jules and welcome to another cake topper tutorial with me today at Chef J's Piece of Cake, and I make cakes for the brand J Cupcakes. Okay, so we are going to make this very cute LOL cake topper with these fondant colors that I'm showing you right now. Okay, and in here I'm making a Princess Ballerina LOL cake topper. So usually I download a very high resolution picture from Google and study the parts that I'm about to make. And also I print out so that I can actually just measure like how big I want my topper to be. But in here I actually wanted to make it bigger. So I got a 3-inch diameter styrofoam ball and cut it into a square, because if you'll notice, the face of the LOL looks like a Funko Pop character actually. So if you have a Funko Pop character that you also want to make, you can actually also use this tutorial and apply it to your Funko Pop character. Okay, so in here, I actually needed the skin toned fondant and covered it using edible glue, and just making sure that the creases and other folds are hidden. Okay, so just make sure that your marshmallow fondant or any type of fondant you are using is very pliable. And next up is we are going to make the hair. So I made I cut out 4, so not 3 but 4 round circles. Okay, so that is the scalp part, the top part of her head. And later on I will be cutting this in like 3/4, and that is her bangs. So cute, right? So I'm just cutting also like a small part in there later, because her bangs actually has like a, I don't know, like a style. Okay, so that is the back part, and later on we will be adding some texture to it using our cake decorating tool. Okay, so I'm also just gluing it all together. Okay, and trying to make it like as one. And there, you already have her hair. There, I just cut out a small piece just to add like a style from her bangs, because she actually has that style. Okay, and then afterwards we are already adding some texture using our knife tool. Okay, so I'm actually having a hard time trying to hold the head, because if you'll notice, it's actually pretty huge. So I'm also controlling like my hand just to protect it from any damages that I might cause it. Okay, so I'm just adding more texture and also the back part just to make it realistic. Okay. So this is actually my first time trying to make a Funko Pop style LOL cake topper. Before, I used to make it like really like all edible, but my client wants me to emphasize this character on top of the cake because it's actually the favorite of my client's daughter. So she's turning 6 years old and she really loves LOL. I'm actually pretty excited to make this because it's my first time once again to make an LOL cake topper. The other cake decorators and also ours, we used to like just buy the toy ones that the market has, the plastic LOL toys. But in my case, like my client really wants a very cute big LOL cake topper, and usually the ones in the market are really small. So I took up the challenge and made mine. Okay. So you just have to press like the top part of the bangs just to like flatten it out, because you will actually notice the shape of the round cutter at the bottom of it. Okay, so now we are making the buns of the ballerina cake topper. And these LOL dolls actually, they have a lot of hairstyles, so it's really cute. It's really challenging as a cake decorator. Like in my time when I was a kid, I was just used to playing with my Barbie dolls, but now, like the modern times, I also saw Bratz. I was actually in high school when Bratz came out, and this is actually the next like Barbie doll type, cute Barbie doll type that I saw, very fashionable. And it's really nice because they have different clothes, very glittery ones, very girly ones. They also have different skin tones, which I love because like before when I was a kid, I didn't actually see a lot of like dark colored dolls, and LOL actually has a lot. So it's really nice to see that because they're very diverse and they're very fashionable. The only thing is like I'm wondering like why is it like their eyes are like really huge? I don't actually know, but maybe because it's actually just to make it more expressive and more cute, right? And it's actually it also reminds me of the painter that I like, the biography of of a certain painter that I watched from Netflix. The title was Big Eyes. So her paintings are mostly doll looking humans with really big expressive eyes. So it really reminds me of that. So next up is we are going to make, of course, the eyes, right? So the eyes of the LOL cake doll is actually far apart, so it's not near with each other. And right now we are adding the iris and the pupils. So later on we're also going to add the white parts inside the eyes to make it more expressive, and of course like to make it more cute. Just like the anime eyes, right? They're very expressive, very Japanese style. Okay. We're adding the black fondant using my small cutters. If you want to know where I bought these round cutters so that you won't be using your piping tips, because before I used to use my hand my piping tips like a lot of sizes, and it's really expensive, like 100 a piece. But now I actually just bought this from Shopee and it's very cheap, like 135 pesos. I will be linking it at the description box so you can actually go ahead and check it out. Okay, and if you're just starting your cake decorating journey, don't be scared. All it takes is just practice. Like when I started back in 2012, I didn't actually know that I have this talent of making figures. And I can remember like the first time I made a figure, it took me almost a day of finishing one head. So it's really challenging. But then again, like if you practice it every day, like if you really devote yourself into making it as a not just a hobby but also making it as a career, and then you can actually discover yourself that wow, you're actually creative and you can actually do a lot of things. So now we are going to put the eyeliner of the LOL doll. So if you'll notice guys, they actually have makeup. Okay, just to make them pretty. Of course, it's also woman empowerment. If you wear makeup, it's not actually just because you want to look beautiful, but also it represents how you respect the people surrounding you by preparing yourself and go out there. Okay, sorry, you can't seem to observe how I put the eyeliner because I was struggling because my head is actually very heavy and I wanted to put like a foundation there, as you can see. Okay, so next up is we are going to put the eyelashes. Okay, so the eyelashes, you can go ahead and paint on them. In my case, I'm more comfortable cutting out small fondant pieces and place it on the eyes. I don't know why, because maybe I just want to make things complicated. But there, I wanted to use fondant. But if you're more convenient, comfortable using black food color, then go ahead and do so. Just make sure that you won't be smudging it, and you have to be really careful. Okay, so in here, as you can see, I'm putting it one. Okay, so if you will notice, like the LOL doll has a huge head, big eyes, But when it comes to the nose, mouth, and ears, they're small. So maybe like the makers of this doll actually just wants, you know, like variety when it comes to dolls, and not just Barbie doll, you know, the old school Barbie being in the center stage. Okay, so maybe now the dolls are actually more diverse, if I may say, like different skin tones, different clothes, different looks, different color of the eyes. So they really celebrate women in a lot of ways. Also, this doll, they don't actually look thin, so it's really nice. Okay, so for the lips part, I made two really small fondant balls, and for the lower lip, I made a small sausage but with thin ends. Okay, and then I placed a black fondant inside just to make sure that it will look like the inner part of the mouth. And I just adjusted it so you can see, just making it more like a pouting lips, because the LOL dolls are all pouting their lips. Okay, and then next up is we are going to make the eyes, sparkling eyes. So this is actually what I call an anime eyes, because I always notice that the eyes of the anime characters that I see, they are really expressive. So this is really cute. It makes it more alive. Like, if you'll notice earlier, it doesn't really look like very cute, right? But now it really looks like an LOL doll. Very cute. And of course, her eyebrows. Don't forget the eyebrows. A face wouldn't be complete, and it wouldn't look realistic without the eyebrows. Okay, so almost done. Just the ears part, and we are going to make the body next up. So if you've made like an LOL cake topper before, or if it's your first time, just let me know. And also, if you want to know more about other things about cake decorating, chefpreneurship, cake decorating business, or any questions that you have in mind, just go ahead and comment down below. I would really appreciate it, because I would also like to talk to you guys, like get to know more of my viewers, what they want, what they need, what they're actually finding. Okay, so now of course we need to put makeup. Okay, and also I've added some powder for her hair just to add depth, and also to make it more realistic as well. Okay, so now we are going to make the body. So if you'll notice, her body isn't actually thin, right? Like the Barbie ones. This is actually a bit like not voluptuous like the Bratz doll, but more like normal body type. So maybe they are really celebrating the different body proportions of women. Okay, so she has a short upper part. She doesn't have a long torso. So now I'm doing the hands. This is actually the basic hand mold style that I'm doing. I'm just making a sausage, and afterwards I'm pressing one side down and then cutting a V just to separate the thumb with the other fingers, and adding like muscles. If you can see like the folds, like the joints, you know. Okay, and then we are already covering the top part of the body with a white fondant. Okay, so this is actually the second layer of her costume, her ballerina costume. This is like a v-neck, I guess, a V sweater. I'm not sure what it is, but it's cute, so let's do it. And then next up is we are going to make the legs. So you will see in there my mini digital weighing scale. It's very cute and very portable, and it's very useful for me because my molded figures is actually like less than 1 kg, or like less than 500 grams. So this is very a good investment, and it's cheap. It's only around 150 pesos, like maybe like $2 or so. It's that cheap. So now I just made a ball, made a sausage out of it, and then pressed it just to make sure that it looks like her feet. And then I try to measure it, check it if it's proportioned. Okay. And then later on you will see me how I put skewers in it for the legs. And in the first part, you will also notice that I placed the barbecue stick there on top of the picture that I printed. So that is where you need your barbecue stick to be in. You have to pierce it through up until her head, just to make sure that it's stable. Okay, so you can actually do this. You cannot do this with all edible fondant, because the head itself, it's very heavy, and most especially it will take some time to dry out. So I would really recommend, like for these types of figures, if your head needs to be really big, like the Funko Pop or any other type of character that you are making, just make sure that it's lightweight. So in there. So now we're done, and we are going to pierce through it, but of course we have to close it at the back. Okay, so I made a strip and I covered it, adjusted it. So I'm not really particular with this part because it's going to be facing the cake, so it won't be seen. So next up is the dress, the tutu dress of the Ballerina LOL doll. So I made two round, circular fondant cutouts made from light pink and also light lavender, using my scallop round cutter. So you won't be able to achieve this style if you have regular round cutters. It really needs to be scalloped. And then you need your cake decorating tool to flatten it out, to add texture, to add the ruffles, and then go around it. Okay, then afterwards you actually have to cut out 3/4 of it, because it will really depend on the waist of your doll. Okay, there. So cute. So there, so you just have to cut it out and then put the pink on top of the lavender cut out, and now you are ready to add the tutu dress of your doll. There. So if you'll notice, like, it's not stiff, and the ballerina tutus are usually stiff and it's standing up. So I placed toothpicks inside of the skirt to make it appear as if it's also stiff. Okay. So you can add toothpicks like at the sides, at the front. So in here is the finished product along with the plastic toys. So cute, right? For the crown, I just used my molds for it, like the ribbon molds, as you can see. Okay. And here is the other cake topper that I made. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Bye!